Hello, my name is Dean Contover. This is the Current Buzz. Today we have John Chemaly. He's the president of Trinity Emergency Medical Service, right? And his vice president, Christopher Dick. He didn't want to be here, but he was forced to come here. But yeah,
I heard you're such a great guy. I wanted to come.
yeah,
I give him a bonus.
He's the director of business development. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're going to talk about Trinity Ambulance Service. Everybody sees it, talks about it, and basic stuff about what it takes to call an ambulance service. 911 is usually the call. Is that correct?
That's
yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Let's say I'm sick, right? I call.
Sorry.
I know it's in the face. I call 911. I ask for an ambulance service, and I say I don't want any lights in the neighborhood to wake up the neighborhood because people are working different shifts, etc. And I want it. Can I ask for an ambulance solo, or does the police come with a 911 call and the fire truck come with a 911 call? Explain that to the audience, my audience out there, who wants to know.
Sure.
And basically, I want to know too. But all right, what happens? I call up. I need an ambulance. I feel I have a heart attack. We can't call because somebody's cat's up in the tree or something like that.
That's right.
You know, right.
But they do call for that as well.
They do. They call ambulance service.
Oh yeah, we get calls for. My daughter has the flu. This is happening.
So what happens with that? I mean, if you get a call
We have
like
to.
that.
We go to the call. And,
you do?
Oh yeah, for sure. We can't say no. If a 911 call comes in, we are required by law, state law, and OEMS, which is Office of Emergency Medical Services in Boston. We have a
Procedure?
a protocol book that thick.
Oh, no kidding.
That tells us what we can and can't do.
Oh.
And every time, we can never refuse a 911 call.
Oh, no kidding. All right. So I call a 911. It goes to dispatch at Chelmsford Still.
To the police
To
department.
the police
Yes, sir.
department. What happens after that?
A situation like that, the
Yeah.
police would tone out the fire, they would tone out the police, and they would tone out Trinity, pretty much simultaneously.
Okay.
So we all arrive at the scene within a minute or two of each other.
Okay.
And the answer to your question is, in this town,
Right.
it's practically impossible for you to get an ambulance in your driveway without the police and fire responding as well.
Okay.
It has been town protocol. Trinity, and Chris reminded me of this today, Trinity's been in Chelmsford since 1994, the 911 provider.
All right.
And it's always been town protocol. You call an ambulance, everybody comes.
I see.
Everybody
okay.
comes.
Everyone comes.
Yep.
All right.
That's it.
So, okay. So usually it's the police officer that shows up first.
Yes.
And then usually the fire apparatus, one usually, right?
It depends.
Depends on the level of call.
Oh,
sure.
I see.
Yeah, the severity of the call.
Yeah, okay. And then you roll up. And what do the police and the fire negotiate and talk to each other and say ambulance is necessary, or do they just end it there? Or
No, the police would be on scene first,
Yeah.
Generally, because there's, I don't know how many crews, there's 8
Yeah.
or 10 running around the
Yeah,
town.
yeah.
And there's a bunch of fire stations
Right.
strategically located around the town. So they're generally on scene first, and they talk to each other about, well, what do you think is wrong with the patient? And meanwhile, the ambulance, as you know, is rolling anyway.
Right.
So, and by the time we get there, they pretty much know what's wrong with the patient and what the patient might need. They'll say, like if the patient's upstairs on the second floor, you're going to need your stair chair, or you're going to need, the patient can't breathe, you're going to need your oxygen. So we don't have to run up the stairs, figure
Right.
out what's the matter, and then run back down the stairs to get the equipment.
Right.
They let us know pretty much what we have. We have a great working relationship with the police and fire.
Now, I remember there was a situation with my aunt. I asked them not to put the sirens on and the lights on. That's a request a person could make, right?
Yes.
They can make it, sometimes, again, depends on the severity of the call. They'll either allow that or not.
Okay.
We can go, we call it priority 3, which is we'll have the lights on, no sirens, but we'll be going with the flow of traffic.
I see.
So,
Speaking of flow of traffic, when an ambulance is driving down the road, they have to adhere to the speed limit, right?
Yeah.
You
correct.
just have the right of way.
Correct.
Right. So you have to adhere.
You can't be driving 90 miles an hour in a 40 mile an hour zone.
But the perception is because you
Right.
pull over and slow up, you think the person's going faster.
Right.
That's the perception. But
It's all about public safety.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you something fun too. A fun fact: there's a lot of people that don't pull over.
Yeah.
Their radios are blasting, their windows are up, their air conditioner's on,
Texting.
they're texting, they're
I
distracted.
thought that's illegal. in
that's
Texas.
right.
They're on the phone. So while we're rolling to the scene, there's many times when just they're distracted, and there's a lot of stuff.
I don't think my audience does that. I'm
sure they don't. I'm sure they don't.
I'm sure my audience pulls over when they see the sirens and,
course.
and so
Yeah.
forth. I went down to the station down at 19 North Road.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Nice complex. There's
Oh,
an
it's brand new.
ambulance there.
brand
Two
new.
bays.
Yeah.
Little lounge for the
Yep.
people. I'm not
crews.
saying
Yeah,
there's
it's
any
a-
beds there. or
No,
anything
no
like
beds,
that,
but there's
yeah,
a
you
TV
know.
room in there, and
Yeah.
there's
Lockers and bathrooms and showers and all that stuff.
There's a
Yeah,
microwave.
that, how long have you had that in the center of town now?
That base there is 6 months.
Yeah,
6
August.
months,
Yeah,
You
July,
wouldn't even
August.
know it was there, to be honest
It's a
with
beautiful
No,
building.
that's what we like about it. And even our other base, which we were in Cushing Place since 1994, right smack dab in the center.
Right by Brickhouse Pizza, you know what
Yeah.
that is.
you. Yeah, Brickhouse Pizza. Yeah,
right
in the back,
yeah.
where they have that new condominium complex.
Exactly.
going
Yep,
in.
yep. So they kicked us out, which that's fine by them, and we
Yeah.
had to find a new spot, and this is,
It's already sold out, the whole
I'm sure it
My
is.
understanding, last time I looked, it was like 80%
Yeah,
full.
exactly, yeah.
It's sold out now?
Well, last time I looked at it was 90%, then the sign was taken down, so I'm under the presumption.
Good for them.
You know?
Good for them. I know a lot of people moving in there as well.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's right on the rail trail.
Yeah, it's
Right.
right smack dab in the center. It was
Yeah.
a great spot for
Yeah.
24 years,
Yeah, we loved
24 and a half years for us. But now we're in a beautiful spot, probably, a few hundred yards away, but
Yeah.
still smack dab in the center.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's going to help with our response times even more.
So you have, what, 2 trucks out of Chelmsford?
That's correct.
Correct.
One down in the center and one in North Chelmsford that's idling up there or whatever?
Yes, that truck that's like a 3/4 truck.
Okay.
There's one truck on 24/7, and there's one truck on from like 8 a.m. to
7A to 7P, type
7
of like a
p.m.,
12.
something like that.
Yep.
7, 8, 7?
7A to 7P.
7A to 7P, because those are really prime hours.
Right.
After 8 o'clock at night, there's really not a lot of call for more than one truck. And if there is a multiple car accident or some kind of a disaster situation,
you
then we
pull
send our
somebody out of
trucks.
Lowell?
Yeah, we
I
have
see.
little
Swap.
flex.
Well, what we do is, so we keep the one truck down at the North Ave base, and then we have the other one posted up in North Chelmsford, and we let them stay up there a couple hours, and then we rotate them. Because you don't want them to stay in the truck.
Yeah.
If say there's no call, now they're
Yeah.
sitting in the truck for 2 hours with
Yeah.
the knees bent and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So now we get them back to the base, and let them stretch their legs, and we put the one on the base out to North Chelmsford.
I see.
Yeah, we have a
What's
nice
the usual
rotation.
shift with you guys? Is it 8 hours? Is it-
We have a bunch of shifts.
Yeah, we have
have
8, 12s.
8 hours.
Oh, you have
24s,
12.
yeah.
Oh,
24s.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
so 24 they would sleep in someplace.
Oh, we don't allow sleeping.
They would rest. They would lean.
rest.
They would lean on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like me at work sometimes.
I see. Okay. So what happens now if I know you have the Chelmsford, right?
Correct.
And Westford has the fire department.
That's
doing
correct.
it. And there's been always that issue, should the fire department take it over in Westford and so forth like that.
Yeah.
But right now it's settled and the contract's signed.
Yes, we had.
Well, how long is the contract for the town?
It is 3 years
Okay.
with 2 one-year extensions.
I see.
So
So-
5 years, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's generally a 5-year contract.
I see.
With the at the discretion of the town.
Correct.
All right.
I mean, Manager Cohen's been very, very good to us.
Right.
He understands the value of us being there, and all the stuff we commit to the town, our community service, our contributions. There's a lot of stuff that we do for the town, and we've been very lucky with him there. He's been very good to us.
Yep.
Usually, the state police take care of Route 3 or 495. What happens in this major accident there? Do you send the ambulance from Chelmsford out to 495 or Route
Yeah,
3?
there's a
That would
lot
be
of
the
highway.
first one.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about it earlier, but
Yeah.
there's a lot of highway in Chelmsford. There's actually more highway in Chelmsford than there is in Lowell. We talked about Lowell has the Lowell connector
Right.
and a little piece, but a lot of it actually is in Chelmsford. And some of our most disastrous
Fatal.
calls,
Yeah.
fatal calls happen in Chelmsford. Our Chelmsford trucks are responding.
Why is that? Is there a reason? Is it the configuration of the road? Is it the
It's just how
highway
that-
hook up
exactly.
to 495?
Yep.
I think it's speed. I think it's speed, yeah. High impact intersections such as Low Connector and 495,
Route 3,
North,
yeah.
Route 3. The cars are going 60, 70, no 60s anymore, 70, 80 miles an hour. And so that's a very dangerous situation out there.
You know what's a dangerous situation going north, coming off of 110 or 495, going north on Route 3.
Sure.
And Route 3 merging with 5 lanes.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
And then shutting down to 4.
Yep.
And then it goes to 3.
Yeah, you're right.
And that intersection where people merge and they're flying up there, and somebody coming up Route 3 in the third lane
Yep.
will get nudged and bumped out.
Oh, yeah, you'll see a lot of accidents
And
there.
again, there's a lot of distracted drivers, unfortunately.
I talked to Chief Spinney. I said there should be lights in that area. Big lights.
Boy, I'm not sure how they-
So everybody can see me?
Can see
They're
each
not
other.
necessarily traffic lights.
No,
Oh,
not
yeah.
traffic
Right,
light.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Light-
there are
light-
parts
light
of
the highway.
495, they
There-
do that.
Exactly, there are 495 and Route 3
Right.
interchange, but not that location.
Not right there.
And isn't that where the guy lost his life? Another guy lost his leg in one of the.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. Remember
Yep,
that incident?
Yep, I do.
that happened?
Yeah, I think it was a work zone, too, from what I remember.
Yeah, it was a
correct.
work zone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah, yeah.
Are you worried about your people when they go out on Route 3 and
Always.
495?
Yeah,
Always.
it's a very.
It's
We were
dangerous.
talking the other day about how many tow truck drivers have been killed in the last 4 or 5 years, and I think you mentioned it was just under 200.
Yeah, it was 191 because I had Chris on, and he.
Yeah, so we're the
Yeah.
same way. But understand something too, though. By the time the ambulance gets to the scene, the police generally have
it
it under
locked down,
control. The cones are out, the blue lights are all flashing.
Doesn't matter, you know that.
Yeah, but the fire
But
department
at least
is
they have
out.
it sectioned off. The fire department's there,
Yeah,
they're lit up. The
blocking
police
it, yeah.
department's there, they're lit up.
Yeah,
We're there.
yeah.
We're all in our high-vis jackets, so high visibility, so that helps. But it is dangerous. Route 3, 495, it's a dangerous spot to be pulled over trying to,
Yeah. Be
help
careful going north on Route 3 with the merge.
Sure.
Yeah,
Route
exactly.
3 at that-
I mean,
that-
fortunately, knock on wood, we haven't really had any.
What about
situation.
Drum Hill? Is that a problem or is that under control?
The Rotary, it gets some action there. We get some action
I
there. as
personally
well.
love
Yeah.
the new Rotary.
Yeah,
I
so
love
do
the way
I.
it's configured.
Yeah.
There's people say, geez, I wish it was the way it was before, and I'm like, what are you talking about? It was people. That was like
That was
roller derby.
Yeah, exactly.
Crazy.
It was,
Exactly.
it was.
But the problem is that GPS and Waze is too late in that circle.
Okay.
And you get a lot of people
Last minute.
last minute moving over into a lane because it says take a left rather than going straight or something like
Yeah,
that, or
yeah.
go right.
There's a lot of-
and that's why when I see out-of-state plates, I back off. I say, "Whoa, wait!"
All right, it's funny you say that because on the way over here today, there was a student van in the right-hand lane trying to get to Route 3 North.
Yeah.
Well, they were in the Route 3 North lane, and we were coming here
Yeah, right.
to come down Old Westford Road
Yeah,
or whatever.
right.
And he crossed 3 lanes of traffic to get into our lane. And he just, I don't know if he wasn't thinking, he just.
No, it's the ways.
Yeah.
It's not fast enough
Yeah.
Right.
in the area.
You know, but I tell you, the Chelmsford Police, though, they are there. There is a good presence. I see,
No,
usually-
they're
they're there. So they're
always there.
monitoring the lights
They
and people
know,
running lights.
yeah,
They make
yeah.
a concerted effort there. Yeah.
Especially coming south from Route 3.
Exactly.
Up on that
Yep,
ramp,
yep,
they speed up there.
How do you know that?
And,
Did you get pulled over?
Maybe. No.
and then coming up from Route 3 south going
Sure.
into Drum Hill,
Yep.
They fly up there.
Yeah, but there's a good presence.
Yeah, it's definitely.
And we have those, that system, what is it called, the Orbcom system, as we get Opticom. As we're pulling up to a light, if it's red, they hit the button and it moves it to green and moves the other ways to red. So that does help our ability to get through the traffic as well.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I'm trying to get one for my personal car, but I don't want to do it.
You and me both. I mean, yeah, definitely.
That'd be nice.
I have this thing called that you guys give out. It's called File for Life.
Yeah.
I'll just show it real quick. You put it on your refrigerator. You put medical.
Yeah, if you open it up,
Yeah.
you'll see all the medical information that you need to put on there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty basically for when we pull up to the house and we have a patient that may be non-responsive and or too weak to talk.
Right.
Or too sick to talk or whatever.
Yeah, we have it up here. I think we can get it up. We took a picture of
Yeah,
it.
and you put your doctor's name, you put all the medications that you're on, because especially if it's an ALS call, ALS
Yeah,
means
there it is
advanced
right
life
there.
support.
It's up on the screen right now.
Good.
And what happens is you put the medication, etc. And I think everybody.
Primary care
So you
physician.
get it at you can get it at your place. Where? What's the address? That people
Yeah,
can go
they
and
can
pick
they
it
can
up?
call us at the 1201 Westford Street. That's where our administrative offices are.
1201
Yep.
Westford
Right.
Street.
That's the administrative office.
Oh, the administrative.
Our operations are at 1221.
Can I give the number out? I mean,
Sure.
the low number.
Sure.
To
Yep,
get this.
sure.
And you could get 5 or 6 for your family.
Whatever you need.
For your
Yeah.
And
father.
it's
your
a little,
uncles.
it's an older school way of doing things. You figure with today's phones, but I tell you, our men and women that go into to a condo and they walk in, the first thing they do is they look at the fridge to see if they have a file of life, because it is, although it's kind of an antiquated type system, it works, because you see that file, you know that's good information in there. It's
And
good to have.
and what medication
Yeah,
you're taking.
absolutely. And,
There's
you know,
a magnet on the back of it, so you just
Yeah.
emergency
put it right
contact,
on
the whole thing. If you're by yourself.
So they come by and take it off the refrigerator.
Yep, they grab it right off.
take it?
Boom, they open it up. They know the meds. Yep. It's,
Yeah, and they ask you if you're on that med and
Yep.
so forth like
Bingo.
that. You know, and you have to change it. Put it in pencil, please. Sometimes you're on some.
You know what
meds.
my mom does is she prints it out on a computer and she folds it and she puts it in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to handwrite it out. You can print it right on your
Yeah,
computer.
yeah.
Yep. It's,
I would think that, you know, if you put it in pencil because, you
Sure.
know,
Things
dosage
change.
changes and
Yep.
so forth.
Yeah, like
that type
things,
of thing,
yeah.
you know.
Your age changes.
Yeah, please go get one of these. I mean, for, you know, and
sure.
they're free.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. We buy them, and it's just a kind of a thing we do for the community, and
Yeah.
we give out, and we go to health fairs and the senior center. We give them a stack of 50. So the senior center has them as well in Chelmsford.
okay.
Yep, you can go
So
there and
5 for life.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. I'm going to ask you another thing. How much does a fire, an ambulance cost? Just the bare bones of the ambulance.
Yep.
That's a great question. The ambulance itself, the chassis itself and the box is about $90,000.
Yeah.
90,000.
Yep.
Yeah.
Once it's full and we have equipment in it, the stretchers, the monitors, the oxygen, the suction,
Yep.
all the equipment in the truck, you're talking probably upwards of 140.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah.
the trucks are.
And that's just the basic. You know, that's basic life
Yeah.
support.
That's not the
an-
advanced life support.
Right. That the paramedics have a whole different. That's upwards of $200,000. You know that. You know, when you see our trucks on the road, you see a kind of more of a van, a transit now. They
Yeah.
got away from the van, so the Ford does the transits, and then you see the box truck, like you see almost like a
Right.
U-Haul looking box truck.
That's EMTs?
Those are the box trucks of the paramedics.
Oh, okay.
And there's a lot more equipment in there, a lot more medication. Yeah, that they're allowed to give.
Explain the difference. I mean, there's EMTs and ALSs and BLS.
That's a great question, too.
You know, I mean, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very
Yeah.
smart guy.
Chris, let Chris answer this.
Sure.
Sure.
He's the man. EMTs, what does
Yeah,
that mean?
emergency medical technician. Yep.
And they're usually in the ambulance, the first one that
They're the
arrives.
basic BLS, basic life support. Yep, EMT.
All firefighters are EMTs. In
A lot of them do, yeah,
And
and
many
police.
of them are paramedics as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
tell me the difference between paramedic and EMT.
Okay.
Sure.
A paramedic is an advanced level EMT. EMT, their class time, whether it be on the road or whether it be a didactic in the classroom, their course runs about 250 hours, 260 hours.
Wow.
Okay,
Okay, that's a lot.
It's probably a 5 or 6 month course.
Wow, okay.
A paramedic, though, is 2,500 to 2,800 hours, and that's a 2-year course.
Yeah.
I see.
And they're much more in depth with medications and chemistry,
I-
physiology.
IVs and so
Yep, they can
forth.
open an airway, they can
Oh,
give
they
you
can-
IVs, they
oh,
can,
okay.
yep, they have the AED,
So
they
it's
can do
like
a
a
12
medic
lead
in the
on.
military.
Exactly, yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Do you
pretty
hire
similar.
medics from the military?
Oh,
we
absolutely,
have
we
a
love
bunch of
them,
military
we love them.
Oh, yeah?
Sure. A lot of National Guard as well, we love
yeah?
we love the veterans coming back.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, we'll put them
Okay.
to work. Yeah, we need EMTs.
We love
do.
firefighters working for us as well.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of firefighters
Is that right?
that work part-time for us, yeah?
Yep. Yep, they want to keep their skills up.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
sometimes on the
that's-
fire truck, they may
yeah.
not get as many calls.
Right.
But you come work for Trinity, we're going to put you to work a little bit
So
more,
you
more
need
hands-on.
drivers or just EMTs or both?
We need both.
Both.
Yeah,
We need
EMTs and paramedics
Okay,
would be.
just call
yeah.
Trinity at 978-441-9999.
That's for our dispatch center.
Okay, that's
That's for the
919,
emergencies. If you do 441, 9191
Okay.
and ask for either John Chemaly or Chris Dick.
Okay.
That's if you would like a job or, you want
Files
to
of life.
review the files of life or whatever.
Billing questions,
I
things
see.
like that.
Yeah.
I see. Oh, let's talk about billing questions. You opened the Pandora's
sure.
box.
Sure.
Let's talk about billing questions. Who bills who when you get an ambulance, and how does that work? I mean, so people won't get panic and not call their family members when they should be calling the ambulance. And maybe other times you call family members to take them to the hospital.
Yes.
So who gets the billing? You know, there's Medicare, right? Medicare.
Oh, there's
Medicare,
Medicare,
Medicaid,
Medicaid. We have third-party insurers, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Tufts, Cigna, United.
Yeah,
There's a lot of insurance companies that we deal with.
What's the average? Because you're on 24/7.
Yeah. Right.
So they have to pay for that more or less, because if they get a heart attack at midnight on Christmas Eve, not to say it should happen,
Right, right,
you're there.
right.
Somebody's on call.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
it'd be a
24/7.
lot easier for us, as Chris has said 1,000 times. It'd be a lot easier for us if we could schedule your heart attack. You could tell us we're going to have a heart attack on Christmas Eve, 2019.
We'll be outside the door.
We'll
At
be
2
outside
o'clock in
the
the
door.
afternoon, we can schedule our
That's not
trucks.
how it works. We all know that.
Yeah, okay.
So you have to pay for readiness.
Right.
There are some companies out there. Trinity is probably 80% emergency and 20% non-emergency transport.
I see.
There are companies that are just the opposite and/or do no emergencies whatsoever,
I
and
see.
all they are is non-emergent transport.
I went to your site. I mean, there were like 10 or 12 people in regards to your operation room and so forth. With,
Yeah,
sure.
With computers and TVs and so forth like that.
Yeah, we have a huge.
Dispatch.
People don't
dispatch center.
understand that there's a big dispatch center
Yeah.
where you have an operation. It's like a military operation.
Well,
That's the way
understand-
I see it.
Dean, we do close to 75,000 calls a year.
Wow.
So, and there are companies in Massachusetts, that's a pittance.
Yeah.
I mean, there are companies like Brewster or other companies, they do 150,000 calls a year.
Wow.
Double what we do, maybe more. So our dispatch center is very well designed for what we do.
What, like, I forgot to ask you before, it's almost over, but when you're having fun, the time flies.
That's it.
The pay, roughly, what's some average pay for, let's say, do you pay by the mile, or do you pay, let's say...
You mean a bill type of thing?
General,
Yeah. There is mileage on everything. Again, Medicaid pays a certain rate, Medicare pays a certain rate, the commercial insurances pay what they rate.
Yeah, some people don't understand that even though our bill may be $800 or $900 or $1,000 for an
Wow.
ambulance transport,
Wow.
we bill that to Medicaid. They pay us $200.
$200.
No
Wow.
matter, that's just, and Medicare pays us $400.
But you have
$450.
people to employ.
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean,
And
and that doesn't,
Right.
you've got people 24/7.
Well, that doesn't care. They don't care about
they
that.
don't care about that, but it's.
They just say, make it work. We're going to pay you $200.
You figure
make
it
it
out.
work.
No kidding.
Yeah, which is absolutely impossible.
No doubt. I mean,
either-
just for the employees. Are people salary or are they hourly?
Our management team is salary, and our frontline team, our frontline staff is salaried. Our management team is salaried. Our frontline staff is hourly.
And you have mechanics in your shop.
Yes, we have 3 mechanics.
mechanics.
So
Yep.
you're changing oil, tires,
Yep,
all that
we have
stuff.
a wonderful preventive maintenance system that
Yeah,
comes,
you have to do
rotates our truck. We detail the trucks, we get them off the
Yeah.
road. Yeah, it's
That's
a
our
great
billboard,
program.
Dean. Our trucks are our billboard.
if you see-
I see a truck without a hubcap on it, right back to the office, right then and
no
there.
kidding,
That's
yeah.
a billboard for us.
Yeah, no doubt. It's,
And we
it's
have,
advertising.
almost 70 trucks now, so maybe
70.
over 70 trucks.
75,
So
thereabouts.
75.
So
yeah.
are you rotating trucks out in?
Yes.
Yeah.
If you go by our base right now, you'll
Yeah.
see 6 brand new ambulances sitting
Well,
in the
good for
parking
you.
lot
And
that we're just about to put on the
And you
road.
only get $200 for that, huh?
Yeah, sometimes.
Some of them, yeah. The commercial insurances,
Yeah.
we bill more. They still pay what they want to pay, and we
Yeah.
appeal it with them and do what we can. But that helps us a little bit with the Medicaid. I think the Medicaid calls themselves.